September 16th, 1992. A Wednesday morning in London. The British government is about to lose £3 billion in a single day. Not to a war, not to a natural disaster. To one man sitting in a New York office. His name? George Soros. By lunchtime, he'll be $1 billion richer. And Britain? Britain will be humiliated on the world stage. This is the story of Black Wednesday, the day a hedge fund manager broke the Bank of England. How'd he do it? And why couldn't the most powerful financial institution in Britain stop him? To understand how Soros pulled this off, you need to understand what Britain was trying to do in 1992. It all starts with something called the exchange rate mechanism, or the ERM. Think of it as a financial straitjacket. European countries agreed to keep their currencies within a tight range against each other. The goal? Stability, predictability, a precursor to the euro. For Britain, this meant keeping the pound locked between 2.78 and 3.13 Deutschmarks. Sounds simple, right? But here's the problem. Britain's economy was falling apart. Inflation was rising. Unemployment was climbing. Interest rates were painfully high. The pound was overvalued. Everyone knew it. Traders, economists, even the British public. But Prime Minister John Major's government refused to admit it. They'd staked their political credibility on staying in the ERM. To leave? Political suicide. So they doubled down. The Bank of England promised to defend the pound at all costs. This is where George Soros enters the story. Soros wasn't just any investor. He was a legendary currency speculator, and he saw something the British government didn't want to admit. The pound was a house of cards, and he was about to blow. So how do you break a currency? It's called shorting, and it's beautifully simple. Here's how it works. Step 1. Borrow billions of pounds. Step 2. Immediately sell them for Deutschmarks. Step 3. Wait for the pound to collapse. Step 4. Buy back the pounds at the new, lower price. Step 5. Return the borrowed pounds and pocket the difference. Soros didn't invent this strategy, but he perfected it. In the weeks before Black Wednesday, Soros quietly built a massive short position. He borrowed somewhere between 10 and 15 billion pounds. Not millions, billions. Then he waited. But Soros wasn't just betting against the pound. He was creating a self-fulfilling prophecy. When other traders saw Soros shorting, they joined in. Suddenly, everyone was selling pounds. The British government panicked. The Bank of England started buying pounds, billions of them, trying to prop up the price. They raised interest rates from 10% to 12%, then to 15% in a single day. Homeowners were terrified. Mortgages were about to skyrocket. But it didn't matter. For every pound the bank bought, 10 more were being sold. It was like trying to fill a bathtub with a teaspoon while someone else held the drain open. The government was burning through its reserves. 3 billion pounds. Gone. And Soros? He was just getting started. By mid-afternoon on September 16th, the British government faced a choice. Keep fighting and lose everything, or surrender. At 7 p.m., the Chancellor of the Exchequer appeared on television. Britain was leaving the ERM. The pound was free to fall. It was over. The government had lost. Soros had won. Within hours, the pound dropped 15% against the Deutschmark. For Soros, that meant a profit of over $1 billion in a single day. For Britain, it meant humiliation. The press called it Black Wednesday. John Major's government never recovered politically. But here's the twist. Soros didn't destroy Britain's economy. He exposed a lie the government was already telling. The pound was overvalued. The policy was unsustainable. Soros just forced the truth into the open, and faster than anyone expected. So what happened next? In the short term, chaos and embarrassment. The Bank of England had burned through billions trying to defend the indefensible. John Major's credibility was shattered. But in the long term, something unexpected. Leaving the ERM was the best thing that ever happened to Britain's economy. Once the pound was free to float, it found its natural level. Interest rates dropped. Exports became competitive again. The British economy boomed through the rest of the 1990s. It turns out, being forced to face reality wasn't so bad after all. Meanwhile, Soros became a legend. The man who broke the Bank of England. His quantum fund made over $1 billion. And he proved something Wall Street already suspected. Even central banks can be beaten. But the real lesson? Markets are more powerful than governments. You can't defend a bad policy forever, no matter how much money you have. Eventually, reality wins. And when it does, someone like George Soros will be there to profit from it. So here's the question. Was George Soros a villain who attacked a nation? Or a hero who exposed a broken system? Let me know in the comments.